Welcome to Dueling's deck analysis and testing. Today we are looking at another Rush Duel deck, Beatdown. In the tiny card pool we have on Rush Duels, Dragias is probably by far the best monster in the game, but there's only a single problem, is that it can't boost its own attack. So oftentimes you will end up in a staring contest against an opponent's Summon Skull. There are many ways to resolve this issue, but this deck aims to make use of this extremely free-to-play monster, Diabolic King Beetle, by filling the deck with level 1 monsters and using them as tribute. The attack boost from DKB gets better and better as the game is stalled for longer, and in the end, your Dragias will become this game-ending behemoth that wipes your opponent's board and deals a million bajillion damage. So let's go through the cards. First off is of course a multi-strike Dragon Dragias. This is our main way of getting rid of opponent's board. We only play one copy because it's a free-to-play deck. You should definitely play more if you have more. And it has an effect to send a card from the top of the deck to your graveyard to attack twice in your battle phase. Next is the main monster that this deck is based around it, Diabolic King Beetle. DKB has the effect to send the top card from the deck to your graveyard to target one face-up monster on your field, and it gains attack equal to the amount of level 1 monsters in your graveyard times 100 until the end of the turn. So to make a use of this effect, we are playing 20 level 1 monsters, which we will get to later. Next is the other high-level monsters. We're playing 2 Guide Fierce 9 and 3 copies of Max Raider as 2 tribute monsters. And if you have other good 2 tribute monsters like Seven's Road, you could play those as well. But these are just free-to-play cards that I am using in this deck. And also we have 1 Summon Skull because it's just a really good card. And next is a lot of level 1 monsters. You can play whatever level 1 monster you have. You can play Karibot, but these level 1 monsters are good because they have a high defense, so even if when you set them during your first turn, your opponent might not be able to beat over them. We have Ancient Turtle Protector, we have Draco the Tiny, of course we have the best card in our deck, Kusa. We have 3 copies of Howling Bird, Moki Moki, Strange Cat, and 2 copies of Volcanic Rat. For our skill, we are playing Tribute Boost. This is a legend skill, so when you get it, everyone could use it. It has a requirement to be activated on turn 4 onward by paying a fast life points, and 1 face-up level 5 or 6 monster on your field gains 500 attack, but you cannot attack directly this turn, and also that monster can be treated as 2 tributes for a tribute summon in attack position. So this gives your Diabolic King Beetle a bit of additional attack boost if your attack boost is not enough, or you can give the attack boost of DKB to another monster like Dragias and then use your skill on your DKB to make it be able to beat over your opponent's big monsters as well. Here is an example of an expensive version of the deck. We are playing 3 copies of Dragias. You should play as many copies as you have. We're also playing 2 Seven's Road as another high-level monster that we could make. And for our level 1s, we're playing pretty much the same thing. And also we're playing 3 copies of Karibot as well, because this card is able to recycle copies from the graveyard. So it gives you just more tributes for your big monsters. And for the rest of the deck, it's pretty much the same. We're also playing a copy of Pierce. So if you stall the game for long enough, you can have a really big Dragias by boosting it with your DKB, and then just give it piercing with your Pierce and just pierce for a ton of damage. So yeah, that is basically how the deck works. Let's have a look at the replays. Okay. We are going first. Our game plan going first is really simple. We just set free and pass, and that is exactly what we will do. We also have a Max Raider, which we will also be setting. So we have 1 less card in our hand, so we get another draw on our next turn. So even if it's going to be destroyed, it's okay, because now we have a ton of space for us to make our boss monsters. We're going to have our Dragias, and our Diabolic King Beetle. DKB will activate its effect, but before we do that, we're going to use the Dragius effect first, so we get an additional mill, and then we just attack with all of our monsters, and that's it. That's lethal. It is that simple. And I can probably tell why DKB works so well with Dragius, because Dragius with an attack boost is just so good. Anyway, we're going first again, and game plan is once again set free. We have Gaia, so we're going to set that as well. And one good thing about Gaia is that it has a really high defense, so even if you set it, your opponent probably won't be able to beat over it with a monster that has level 6 or lower. Our opponent is going to make a Prima Guitarina, which is fine. Max Raider does have more attack than her monsters, which we will use DKB to boost, so we deal a bit of an additional battle damage. He's going to summon the Dion Keto, which is okay, even though it does have higher attack than us. We could very easily just boost our monster's attack over him, or we can just make Summon Storm. And that will crash, but our other two monsters will be able to do lethal. Here is the expensive version of the deck. We are, once again, going first. You know what we're gonna do. It's the same game plan over and over again. It's nothing special. I mean, it's Rush Duels. We don't have too much else we could do, aside from pretty much set free on turn 1 and just summon everything on turn 2. Our opponent does have monsters that can't beat over our 14 defense monsters, which is nice for us, which means we can deal a tiny bit of battle damage. We also have Dragius, which is wonderful. We could use DKB to boost its attack to 31, attack twice, and deal a ton of damage, and pass back to our opponent. The good thing about DKB is that even if you don't win, like, in this situation, oftentimes you're gonna deal enough battle damage that even if your opponent clears your board, you can just win during your next turn because their life points is so low. But anyway, yeah, my opponent's gonna scoop, and that will be it. That's it. Good game.